I want you to think about the one thing that you really, really, really want to manifest in your life. See it in your mind now. Think about how good it feels. And now what if I told you that there was an absolute guarantee that you were going to get this goal, that you were going to manifest this dream no matter what path you take, no matter how many times you fall down or take a step back or pause, you are going to achieve this dream. Wouldn't it feel amazing? And wouldn't you start acting a little differently if you were of the absolute certainty that you were going to get this goal no matter what you did? Everything I just said was absolutely true. The things you want you back 10 times more. And every single one of your dreams and your goals and your manifestations already exists right now. And the only thing coming in between you and that reality is your frequency. So assessing your life and evaluating when you are going to achieve your manifestations based on time is really just an illusion and a setback, because time is not the language of the universe. Time is a man-made construct, limited to this 3D world. However, when you're manifesting, you're in the 5D, you're in the spirit realm where time is not real. Everything is energy, everything is frequency. And so the second you start to shift, so does your reality. And one of the first areas of your life that is really going to start changing once you change your frequency is your attitude towards hustle culture. This is the killer of your deepest, most powerful form, your feminine energy. An embodied woman, a queen, the divine feminine, is in no rush. She knows that she is the prize. Therefore, everything she wants is just going to naturally come to her. There is no pushing, there is no forcing, and there is certainly no working until you deplete yourself every single day. The divine feminine woman doesn't know what burnout is because she listens to the cycles of her body. She is in tune with her deepest emotions and sense of self. Therefore, she works with the flow of her life and her body and her intuition and doesn't feel the need to be go, go, go all the time. And why would you? If you know that every single one of your manifestations and dreams is going to come to you, why would you feel the need to constantly overwork yourself? To what? Make it happen? It's already happening. Learn to slow down, babe. As a woman, we do not operate most effectively in our societal structure. Take it for what it is. We live in a patriarchy. The whole structure and system revolves around the male clock, just like the sun. Men operate on a 24-hour clock, 7 days a week, whereas a woman is more like the moon. We operate typically on a 28-day cycle. And just like the moon, throughout those 28 days, we have different phases. We have 1 to 2 peaks during the month, and the rest of that time is us either gaining and preparing our energy to have that peak, or resting and restoring our energy to rejuvenate and reset to start the cycle all over again. The patriarchy and capitalism revolves around the sun. And so as a woman, it's part of our responsibility to take this into account and live by our own clock and our own rules so that we can be most abundant, most productive, and most embodied throughout all the periods of the month. Listen, babe, your cycle is so incredibly sacred and powerful and is one of the greatest teachers to understand yourself and your body. But more importantly, what this video is really trying to get across is, biologically speaking and spiritually speaking, when it comes to manifesting, it makes absolutely no sense for us to be working around the sun. No sense at all. It actually puts a strain in the process, making it harder for you to attract your manifestations and for them to flow to you with ease, because you yourself are resisting your natural rhythm. The true essence of feminine energy is being in tune with your body and understanding it. We are such intuitive beings as women, and this just comes across so easily in life. For example, think of the relationship you have with your closest girlfriends or your pets, or if you have any children, your children, or maybe even your mom. You can pick up on the smallest of cues without them having to say a word, and you know exactly what's going on in their mind. You know exactly what they're feeling, exactly what they need. There is no reason why, if we possess such power and level of intuition with others, that we cannot have that same level of intuition within ourselves. You just have to understand and learn the language of your own body, which is not something anyone's taught you how to do, most likely so far in your life. So get into that mental practice and habit of understanding your cues and your triggers and your patterns, because once you really start paying attention, it will be easier than you think to understand what your body is trying to tell you during certain moments of your day. Feminine energy is not about doing more, but being in alignment. And the way you do that is through making sure in your body that you feel safe and in tune to open up and receive. And like I said, hustle culture teaches us that time equals success. If you just work hard enough, things are going to happen to you. But feminine energy reminds us that everything is energy and not time. So the frequency we embody determines our outcomes. We don't manifest what we want, we manifest who we are. Joe Dispenza did a study where he had a group of people play the piano physically for, let's say, an hour a day and practice their skills every day for an hour. And then he also took another group of people who did not play the piano physically, but sat down for an hour and envisioned themselves in their mind through meditation, them playing the piano and practicing the same songs, the same keys. And the results showed that the people that visualized themselves playing the piano for an hour could physically execute playing the piano just like the people that actually practiced and played the piano for an hour. This is the reason why feminine energy is so important, especially for us women, because we don't have the same amount of energy to give like men do on a day-to-day basis. It fluctuates throughout the month. And so if we are not physically capable of playing the piano for an hour straight every single day to the best of our abilities to get to the ultimate goal of playing Moonlit Sonata perfectly, we don't need to worry, because we know that we don't have to exude constant physical production and energies to get our desired outcomes. We can sit in meditation and feel full of gratitude and love in our hearts for being able to receive the gifts of being talented and play the piano just by visualizing that in our mind. And in the end, we get to that goal much more smoothly and enjoy the process a lot more because we are working on the correct clock for our cycle. In order to receive your goals and become this beautiful feminine version of yourself, we have to understand that there is a beautiful balance for us to achieve these dreams by doing and also resting. Your body is a compass, not a machine. Rest is incredibly important for us human beings, and even more so for women. Studies are continuously showing up that prove that women need more rest than men. For example, it's been established that a healthy and proper amount of sleep for somebody to get a night is 8 hours. Well, for women, it's actually 10 hours. Even when women sleep an extra hour more than their partner, they're significantly more likely to be affectionate to that partner, be happier overall. Our brains are more creative and intuitive when we oscillate between focus and rest. Studies on the default mode network, or the DMN, shows that when we rest, our brain subconsciously solves problems and generates insights. That's why it's really common when you see artists who feel like they're in a writer's slump get recommended to just take 5 minutes off, take a break, get your mind off it for a bit. And it's usually in those moments where you have that big aha, epiphany, or light bulb moment and get that great creative idea. One of the best Hannah Montana songs ever written was when Miley was sitting on the pier after being so frustrated from her writer's block, listening to the general sounds of people around her moving trash, playing arcade games, and then all of a sudden she's like, wait, I got this.
Tonight, gonna get this. Tonight, we're gonna get this. Tonight, we're gonna get this.
So take the science of mind-body connection and use it to your advantage. The vagus nerve, which connects your brain to your body, is responsible for regulating your nervous system. By slowing down and responding to your body's signals, like resting when you're tired, you improve your vagal tone, which enhances resilience, intuition, and well-being. Put it this way, it is very easy to come into the truth and be so relieved when you hear me say, everything's working out for you all the time, and you really don't have to put in as much effort as you think you do. Just tap into the frequency you already have. When you trust yourself from the inside out, and when you are fully in tune with your body, that's a great thing to hear when you are somebody in that position. But I take it for most of us watching this video, you don't have that relationship yet with yourself, so you can't expect your body to fully understand and come into that truth unless it trusts you and trusts your brain. If you have been working in this fight or flight mode every single day and have created such negative habits for yourself where you're now running on autopilot, which means your brain has told your body to do something so many times that your body now knows how to do it better than your brain itself. And so pay attention, because the actions that you could have taken with the intentions of preserving yourself or surviving, really, in instances of even trauma or pushing yourself to go to the gym or work just a little harder so that you can get so-and-so improvement and validation for so-and-so person, you'll begin to subconsciously do that every single time and equate your worth with your output and start to feel guilty whenever you don't perform in that certain way, or if there's something that comes up in your general surroundings that makes you feel and go back into that fight or flight mode. Your body is going to start feeling like it's in that original traumatic or survival mode situation where it's had to protect itself and make that decision for itself. So your body's going to tense up, your heart rate's going to start racing and pumping adrenaline because it literally thinks it's in fight or flight mode. And you're going to have that same traumatic response to even just a general situation because you got yourself in this heightened state. Your immune system is going to be vulnerable and down for a couple hours following you being in this triggered emotional state. And so your body doesn't trust your brain anymore because it no longer needs it to tell it what to do. It's not dependent on your brain anymore to make decisions for you. And that's very, very dangerous because a lot of the times the way your body reacts to something is not the way you should be reacting to something if you were to use your logical mind or step out of the situation or understand that whatever's happening is not personal or you're not assuming anything. If you were to really just analyze the situation from a place of your higher self, less than your autopilot tendencies and triggers, then you would feel okay coming into this truth more. So we really want to switch ourselves from being in this first situation of triggered traumatic responses in the body, feeling unsafe in the body, not trusting the brain in the body physically, to actually moving this energy, transmuting this energy from the inside out, learning how to have that mind-body connection and that clear communication through your vagus nerve to say, body, it's okay to shut down today. You're safe. I trust you. Everything's going to work out. Or body, you're feeling great today. Let's do something to make us feel good, to make us feel proud. And after you do that, I'm so proud of you, body. Thank you for getting me through the day. Thank you for working so hard for me. So many people fail to recognize that the most important relationship in your life will always be the relationship you have with yourself. And everything you dream about when it comes to your ideal partner, or what you try so hard to find in someone else, and all the things you wish that your man did or didn't do, are all really the things that your internal self wants deeply. Ultimately, all it really is just a projection and a trigger, and honestly a cry for help from yourself to say, babe, treat me this way, look after me this way, take care of me this way. You want to be treated this way? Well, treat me this way. I can make it happen for you. Trust me, let me in, love me. You have to be a pick me for yourself, babe. Pick me for yourself, not these men. Because guess what? When you do that, you're going to attract the man that you don't have to tell him 50 million times to pick his socks off the floor. He's going to do it naturally because you are on the same energetic frequency. You have attracted someone that matches your freak. Literally. Did you see what I did there? Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. When you listen to your body, you align with the natural rhythms of life. You never once question the beauty and the cycle of a tree moving through the seasons, or a flower coming into bloom. It's winter right now, so when you see all the leaves have fallen off the trees, you don't question if they're going to come back and bloom. You appreciate the cycle that is its life. You know that spring, summer, fall, and winter all serve their purpose for these beautiful and sacred plants. You never once try fight that rhythm and that cycle. You just let it happen because you know that one day they will be in bloom again, and they will be abundant again and fruitful again. Your body literally works the same way, and we are connected to everything that is. We are connected to all of nature. Therefore, our body, even though I've said it already, works the same way because we are one with nature. So we are following that same rhythm nature is. It's really all about energy, not time. So like the success of plants, your success is not linear, it's vibrational. We've been taught by men to measure success in hours worked. But when you understand, because you listen to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, to that God is a woman inside you, you know that the universe responds to energy. You stop rushing and start aligning. Do you think a woman would ever look you in the face and say, you're not really worthy to me because you didn't work 40 hours this week, and so bye. There is so much happening in a woman's body at all points of time. And when you look outwards, the world is operating in the same cyclical nature. Literally, the only thing that operates in this linear time frame is the patriarchy, which was created by men. Women naturally work in alignment, in connection with all of the universe. And as women, we are the creators of life. We are the creators of this universe, that God source, that genderless, formless, limitless light energy that created galaxies lives within you, especially as a woman, because you are the portal between that spirit realm, that God source, and the 3D world, and you possess that within you naturally. You are the God in your own universe because it is the universe. So even when you hear me say that, doesn't it start to make a little more sense when I tell you that women need more rest than men, and it's very important for us women to rest? Abraham Hicks teaches us that manifestation requires being in the right frequency, not frantically working, but cultivating the feeling of already having what you want. You shouldn't have to question if you already have it, because you do by default. It's in your nature, it's in your DNA, it's your birthright. And so resting and enjoying life while raising your vibration is what brings you closer to your desires. Think of it like tuning into a radio station. To put on your desired radio channel requires the right frequency. It doesn't require more time. All you have to do is just tune in. Resting is a feminine power move. Your creativity and energy flourish when you allow time for rest. And so the true essence of feminine energy is about tuning into your body, embracing rest as productive, and aligning with the energy of your desires. You are literally the creator of all things. We are literally the only ones who can bring any sort of life onto this earth. We are the only ones with that direct portal from the spirit realm to the human realm. If you can physically birth a child, bring a literal human life from nothing to something in your womb and into this world, what makes you think that you can't bring your thoughts, your dreams into this reality? You literally are the creator of all things. Of all things. Get that through your head, please, and thank you. And just to tie this all together, I want you to think about all of the measures that men have taken throughout the entire course of history to erase and burn and destroy any traces of women's truth. The first ever established author was a woman. Sappho was a poet from Greece who was alive before Plato was writing poetry about the relationships between women, not men and women, women. and all of our power. Women have created so many things you had no idea they created. Why? Because men have stolen them, taken all the credit for it, and then go about the world saying women can't do anything but make babies and serve men. If they were really so powerful and mighty, why would they take so many precautions to keep us little, to keep us small, to burn all of our works about alchemy and mysticizing our energy and being embodied as a feminine woman? It literally makes no sense. Why would they take so many efforts and precautions to burn all of the original, oldest texts we have in history? Never mind it being from a woman. The fact that it would have been some of the oldest preserved texts we have from history were burned and destroyed because it was written by a woman and did not fit the narrative of a patriarchy, of men who are trying to gain power over society, more importantly over women who create everything. Men are the ones that have told you your whole life throughout generational trauma, the societal conditionings, narratives projected in movies. If a boy's mean to you, that just means he likes you. Women were burned at the stake so capitalism can start, so men could start working outside the home and force women to stay in the home because they now have no money and way of surviving on their own. Not witches, women, real life women who had communities, who had friendships, who had girlfriends and people who helped keep that community and sisterhood alive, were murdered. For what? Men's gain. As a society, we glorify men with magic, with alchemy. We refer to God in Western culture as a man, God, an impersonal, genderless energy that goes beyond the 3D world. We refer to as a man, and we praise him for it. But women who literally create life, who literally have magic running through our veins, are burned at the stake, are considered witches and need to die, and are the epitome of evil. How does that make any sense? The gender that literally creates life, that literally possesses the magic here, right now, are the ones that are burned at the stake and called evil. Why? Why? Think about it, please.
Here's the difference between the Ankh and the cross. For starters, the cross represents death, while the Ankh represents the key to life, both physical and eternal life. The bottom of the Ankh represents the divine masculine energy of the father who produces the seed. The top represents the divine feminine energy. The circle denotes the womb of the woman, because there's no man without woman. The top is also shaped like a stargate, because just like a stargate, women are portals between this world and the spiritual world. The sides are the ovaries where the seed is produced, while the middle is the birth canal. In order for life to exist, it needs feminine energy. The mother and the father come together and create life. The woman has no place on the cross. The womb is completely replaced with masculine energy. Life cannot be created with just the masculine energy of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which is actually the Holy Trinity of Aset, Asar, and Heru. Simply put, the cross is just a colonized version of the Ankh, with a completely different meaning.
We've been walked on cages like dogs. We've been drowned. We've had to wear metal spikes in our mouth and our teeth to prevent us from talking and spreading our truth. And every other work of literature, of art we have, if it was not burned, was most likely stolen by a man, written under a man's name, or was anonymous. There is such a missing, a gap, an integral part of history because men couldn't handle the fact that a woman created it. As women, we all possess this magic and this truth and this sisterhood because of the extent of trauma and suffering and fighting we've had to go through as a community in society. Every single woman knows what it's like to struggle and suffer and have to fight to be equal or be seen as equal or be treated like a human freaking being and be scolded for the choices she makes in her life. This is a universal experience, yet we are the ones with the most power. We are the ones with the intuition that we don't have to take magic mushrooms for. I saw this really eye-opening picture on TikTok, and it says, man created God because he couldn't handle the fact that women created life. And it's stuck with me ever since. And this video is not about religion, but the concept of God mostly was created by men, not by the laws of the universe. So the takeaway of this video, you are the most powerful effing creature on this entire planet. You deserve to rest. You deserve to enjoy yourself, enjoy life, find pleasure in rest, not beat yourself up for being on the go all the time, because you're not meant to be on the go all the time. And I'm going to invite you to do one thing that honors your feminine energy today. One of the greatest ways, I think, especially for women, to do this is through dancing. We store so much trauma in the hips, especially when it comes to a lot of these things that I'm talking about today, because that lives within our womb where we create life. Our sacral chakra, our navel, our uterus, this whole area around our hips is really, really important for us women to feel safe and connected in. And so scientifically, it's proven that dancing is the greatest way to release this trauma. So put on some really sensual healing music. I love going on YouTube looking up sacral chakra healing frequencies or deep electronic house. One guy I really, really love, I'm going to put you on right now, is this guy right here, Lincoln Jesser. He makes like deep house, but it's with sound bowl healing, and it's amazing. So put on some really good, you know, get the energy going. I'm obsessed with this guy and his music. Just feels so good to listen to it. Like, you literally will feel such a difference. And then also Spotify has playlists curated for stuff like this. So this one's called Organica, and it's all like deep house healing music. Oh, it's so good. And just move your hips. Don't worry about the ways in which your body is moving. Oh, am I being awkward? You know, like, don't do the two-step weird, like self-conscious, people are watching me dance. Just like literally close your eyes, drop into the feeling, and just move your body like the feminine woman you are. Like, flow through the energy. That's the big message in all this. Like, just flow through it like a wave. The moon is what creates the tide. So be like the moon, be like the phases in life, be like the moon creating the tides and the waves that are constantly changing its pace. Wear orange, be around orange. This is a moon lamp, actually. Boom, she's orange now. It just doesn't show up good on camera, but like, put on some orange LEDs, be in warm lighting, wear warm colors. I'm wearing this dress I just got. It's actually so cute. I'm gonna show you. Just like wear things that make you feel very feminine and can be flow and freeing in. I love a princess twirl. This has orange flowers on it. Something else you can really embody is the energy of a snake. Even before the whole misogynistic Adam and Eve snake situation, snakes were the symbol, and still are the symbol, of the divine feminine. And so just like literally everything else we were talking about, cycles of waves and water, cycles of us, the female body, the divine feminine, snakes are very free-flowing creatures. They shed their skin. They go through that cycle of birth and rebirth constantly. They're constantly creating that new version of themselves. And so you're gonna notice now that I pointed out, but I always wear snake rings in my videos. I have this one on my ring finger. This one's a very tiny baby snake with a ruby in its eye. And so I'll always wear these rings because it's so important for me, just to bring that symbolism and intention back into this channel, because that's really the heart of this channel and everything I do. So embody and represent and be in tune with snakes, the moon, water, your body, yourself, your cycle. Honor your body, honor yourself, honor the creator that you are, and don't let any man tell you that that is wrong. And continue loving yourself and being mindful of where we are at as a society, as a patriarchal society, but also where we're meant to be as women, and shift towards more of a matriarchal view, if you will, because even in history, one of the most advanced societies was a matriarch in Greece. Bet you didn't know that.
We lived in a matriarchal society.
Yes, we did.
We worshipped the great mother, and women led civilizations. We were the top of those tribes. Over the course of, the last 4,000 years, kind of women became known for our connection to herbs, to the animals, to the planet, the seasons. As the dawn of religion formed and, civilizations of church and state were created, those women who had the codes, they were called witches. And that feminine frequency has not only become oppressed, repressed, it's actually become forgotten.
Yes.
I love you, 224. I hope this helped. Thank you for being here and just cultivating such a powerful space for us women and making real change, truly making real change for us women, because it has been too effing long since the world has seen this. And so I'm really happy you're here. I'm really proud of you for being here and listening and choosing a more loving path for yourself. And as always, I will see you next Transformation Tuesday.